Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the West Coast versus Geelong game in which Maloney just went absolutely off, and this is probably where I could have gained a good not even 1,000 rank, but maybe like a good 500 rank or so in terms of my overall AFLW fantasy ranking, just because I went Hamilton over Maloney. If I go on Maloney, then I would have had another 56 points, and then I could have easily, instead of going Strom, I would have lost 15, so that would have put me plus 44, but then I would have been able to go probably from Goldrick to up to Sheeran, and that would have put me another 40 odd points up, so it would have been about 80 points up on my scoring, which would have put me, I would suspect, another about 300 places or so up into potentially even the top 1,000, which would be a good sort of finish for the year. But anyway, let's just jump into this. Enough about that. Roberts 127, and she shows her absolute class here with a 127. And the interesting thing about Roberts is I just wonder what's going to happen next year, because when she has had huge... She's not CBA dependent though. That's the problem with her, is that she pops off when she doesn't have CBAs, but then she also really goes off when she does. So, and you can see here a 46 percenter for a 55, but then her next lowest was on next lowest pretty much was on another 70, a 90% CBA, a 40% CBA, and they were apart by 1 point. And they're not even really related to the team that she's playing against, or even TOG related differences. You can see here as well, a 0%er in round 8 last year. So I'm just intrigued to see what goes on with Roberts next year, because she is going to be priced around about that low 90s, which is around about that 1.2 million, which we saw the likes of like a Blackburn come in at. And a lot of people jump because of the early double. If they do have doubles, which we are praying that they don't, because they are so dumb. If they don't have doubles, then hopefully, I just can't give you a call on whether I like Roberts next year just yet. Obviously, it's very, very early. But I'm just intrigued, because this CBAs, I'd like to see it go up, because I definitely do think there is somewhat of a... I'm saying that, but then also at the same time I'm seeing this and going, there isn't really much of a correlation here. So Roberts is one that I'm definitely going to look into, I think, a lot more in the off-season. Drenden's actually had a really good campaign, I would say. 25 touches here, 4 marks, 7 tackles. For a 104, she was actually really good. Lakay as well, 85. I mean, it wasn't really against Ruckman in Bragg and Derby. If they had Pierce here, it would be interesting to have Parry in the ruck as well. Lakay is definitely an interesting one, as she has actually had a really down season. So I'm intrigued as well about this one here, Lakay, because you've seen when she does have a 32% ruck here for a 46. Let's say when she goes above 60% ruck time, she's gone 85, 67, 60, 48, 47. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but that's back 2 years ago. So yeah, definitely an interesting one per se, but I don't know if I don't know her age, to be honest with you. Let me just check this. She is 21, so she is developing. If she does get... It'll be another year on, 22, you start to really sort of develop, I think. So she's one to keep on the watch list at 45 or so priced at. I know she hasn't had the greatest performances, but if she starts to get the solo ruck time that she could get, it'll certainly be one just to monitor, I would say, in the off-season, even though it's not that enticing. Just because she's only 21, she's really young. And the fact that she's not actually had really much of a solo, and when she has had a solo to a certain extent, you can see that she's done all right. You can see here that she went 65, 67, 60, and then had a couple of bad performances, but her good performance came 75% ruck time. You can see even, what about any other above 60? She had a 52 here, not the greatest. And then none really outstanding outside of that. But yeah, I just am intrigued to see what happens here with the likes of Lakay, I would think. Swanson, 75, off the halfback flank. I'm guessing, again, she'll definitely be interesting next year when she has defender status, what happens with her. Again, no CBAs, so yeah, that'll be one to just monitor. given that she's played pretty much exclusively off the halfback flank for a 60 this year. Schilling, 74, she did really well, but is an intercepting defender, so I wouldn't take too much relevance into her anymore because I'm pretty sure she's in the 50s. Thomas is always going to be in and around the marker just because of her kick prevalence or kick dominance compared to handballs. Rowley, Franklin, Simons, Lewis, Britton, 41. I know some people did jump on her. I just didn't really see it too much. Bushby, Backer is another one that I think if she gets relinquished from that sort of tagging-ish role, then I think she's one that could actually really do well. I think she also just needs a couple more pre-seasons as well, just to really develop. Western, Wakefor's also an interesting one as well, in partnership with Lakay, how that works out, because that does take away the time for Lakay. But she did have 33 hitouts in this game. Wakefor and Roxanne Rooks, Rose, with her 5 hitouts as well for a 23. Jess Hoskin struggled for a 25. Di Donato, 21. Cleaver, Gibson, and then the other Wakefor sister on 8. Then you have Maloney with 18 touches, 7 marks, 3 tackles, and 6 goals for a 115. Absolute one of the standouts of the game alongside Roberts. And yeah, she's just doing everything basically. Praspark 85, one that I've been definitely looking at and monitoring over the season. I just think she's carrying something at the moment. We see that she's averaged 100 against 3 different opponents. She's still got a top of a 147 and a 131 here as well. So she does definitely have that top score, top liners. She's got a couple of 110s. It's just interesting, I would say, as simple as that. She's down a little bit on her TOG, but that is mostly because of this... where is it? She had an injury somewhere here, even though that was an 88 TOG. So she's had a couple of she's been, I think, carrying a little bit throughout this year. So I think also if you remove that 39, that goes up pretty dramatically. That would be 1568 minus 39. That is a, what's that? 538, 529 divided by 7 is like a 70. So 529 divided by 20, divided by 7, 529 divided by 7 is a 75.5 rather than a 71, I believe. So that is a little bit better, but yeah, definitely down on her 96.2. But yeah, she's shown that she can score. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is just in general the Geelong team not being the greatest that is causing this or whatnot. But yeah, it's hard to tell what exactly is going wrong. It probably is the free kicks against her up, but yeah, they're definitely the disposals are down by 4.6, which is definitely the big issue I think there. Especially the kicks are down quite a lot. So yeah, she's just struggling to get that kick handball I think ratio intact here. You can see most of her disposals are handballs, and we probably need it flipped the other way. But I think she's definitely one that you can start on at 71 next year, given that I think she's one that can bounce back. Morrison, 81. Bowen, 79. Sermon, Parry. Webster, 61. She will probably be, I think she's going to creep into midfielder only next year, which will be really annoying. 25% CBAs, 90% TOG. So no, she actually shouldn't creep in, which is good. She's gone back to, I thought when she had these 280s that she was going to creep in, but it looks like she's gone back to this role here, which will be good because we need her as a defender, to be honest with you. She's a really, really quality one to have as a defender. As you can see here, just pretty much consistency. She's going to be priced around her max, which will be a little bit annoying, but to have another defender status player next year is going to be huge because we obviously lost Sheeran. We're going to lose probably Newton. You're going to lose... Newman's not going to be lost, I don't think. Depends on how they do it. But you're going to lose 2 or 3 of them at least, and that'll be a little bit annoying for the defenders. Kearns, 55, Emonson, 43. But having said that, you're going to gain Lucas Robb, which will be huge. And also potentially Emma Swanson from, if she goes back into the midfield, could be huge. Yeah. Bragg, Darby, Kennedy, Amy McDonald back with a 40. She's one that's low TOG as well, so it will be interesting to see how this one goes, given that she had 2 injury-affected games as well. So I'm intrigued how this one breaks out as well. She had a 55, which she just struggled in, but then had a 62 and a 40, which, yeah, pretty much you can see there. That's pretty much one game in 2. So if you take out those 2, if you go 6 times 74 equals 444 minus the 102 equals 342, and then divide that by 4, she's at an 85.5. So there is still a bit of upside there, I would say, in her. So that'll be interesting to see if she's one that we target next year or not. Shelley Scott, Smith, Rankin, Friswell, just wing roll is always pretty bad. McDonald, Abby McDonald, Ganjaka, and Crockett Grills, I think literally got injured first minute of the game. So yeah, there is that there. But anyway, if you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, especially with the coming of the BBL Supercoach season. I believe it's opening up sometime this week. It may even be when this video is released, but we'll see about that. And you'll get all the content starting and flowing with team reviews, actual individual teams, as well as my Supercoach sort of team 1.0, etc. That we'll get a couple of those versions of videos out as we sort of progress. But anyway, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.